Hi, I'm KMcElwaine, and this video has been promised to my studio students for a very long time. So if you're watching this video and you're not one of my studio students, I invite you to visit my website, waterbrushteacher.com, and learn a little bit more about me and how I teach. I invite you to join me for Saturdays are free watercolor classes. I teach the basics with about 8 or 10 different images, and it's a lot of fun. All you have to do is sign up to receive one of the invites. So the video is already gotten started, and the reason I've promised my studio students this video is because this is the palette we paint with. This is the palette that they have that we use for all of the paintings that we do. Now, the paintings that we do in the studio class, and I call it 201 Studio, are they're not all a lot harder than the ones that are done on Saturday, but they all have a little more challenge. You learn more. Some of the things that aren't real important that you do just exactly perfect on Saturday morning, it requires practice and, um, really the right application and knowing you have the right amount of color on your brush or not too much water to be able to accomplish the things that are in the studio classes. And so it's important that you want to learn more if you're going to sign up and be in my studio classes, but it's most important that you know how I teach and that you can learn from me. Now, this video totally is just a little over, I think, maybe 7 or 8 minutes, but it you can see already that what I'm doing is I'm giving you the names of the colors as I paint them, and that you can see what they are. But I want to tell you a little bit about these colors. The majority of them are Daniel Smith watercolor paint, Daniel Smith extra fine watercolor paint. One of the colors is a Daniel Smith Primatech color, and what that means is it it has minerals in it, the true minerals that make up that color, and they work a little bit different. All the different paints have some characteristics that I think it's important for a student of watercolor to learn, because across the board, when it comes to artist quality paint, you're going to need to have some understanding of the things that that you learn from painting with these colors. Now, the colors on the right-hand side of the palette are the ones that I teach with for my beginner students, and they learn kind of the basics of everything they need to know about these phthalo colors, about the quinacridone colors, even about the Primatech colors. And then there's a few that are real basic to watercolor. They're all transparent watercolor paint. Some of them are less transparent than others. And we learn all about how opaque or how transparent a watercolor paint is, a particular color. The reason I recommend students, everybody, learn with a professional grade of watercolor paint is because this paint is tested. And when I say it's tested, we know a lot about it because of that testing. It's a legend that's at the bottom of, you can always find it about the color. You can go to Daniel Smith and look up a color, and each color has its own legend. And that's what Daniel Smith has paid for, is that testing to kind of understand how it compares to other colors with that name or that similar use or that similar color. But most important, the reason why I think is because if you get very good at painting and you are still using student quality paint, that paint is not light fast. When you hang it on the wall and have just natural light or room light on it, that paint begins to disappear. And let's say that you've gotten good enough that your friends, somebody wants to buy a painting from you, and you go, they take it, they frame it, they're proud of it, they love the painting, they put it on their wall, and you go over to their house 2.5 years later, and it is faded and has almost disappeared. That is reason by itself not to use student quality paint. And when you use student quality paint, you still have so much to learn before you're going to be able to paint things that you really want to paint. And that, in a nutshell, is the difference between professional paint and student quality paint. Now, each one of the colors, I've given you the name. You have to take a class to be able to begin to learn about these colors and how to use them and why they're different. So I really invite you to join me on a Saturday morning class. They're free and they're on Zoom, so I need for you to sign up so that you'll receive an invite to that class. And in just a minute, you're going to see a image that'll give you all the names of all the colors I use, and each one of them start with DS, which is Daniel Smith paint. Thank you.